Hey, James at Barber Creek Long Range Shooting School and Eagle Ballistics. I'm going to cover building a gun profile in the EB app. Very simple. Open it, click on the settings. Bottom right, there's a folder. Click on the folder. This is where you would add your gun, or you can click the double little paper looking thing and it'll make a copy. For instance, I've got no name. If I click it, it makes 2 copies, so that way you could have one gun in here and you could put multiple different ammunitions or bullets in it. So let's take the one that's here. I'm going to open it by hitting the settings, and I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call it new no name test. Okay, this is no mail, whatever. Let's try it again. Got to learn to spell, I guess. All right, so at this point I'm going to click on the rifle twist. Now you're going to notice before I do that, I'm on advanced mode. There is a basic mode which hides some of the data endpoints for you guys that haven't gone through the class and don't really understand some of the data endpoints. You can do the basic stuff. Now I'm going to stick advanced mode, and so are actually most of the people who are going to use this, especially my students. In the rifle and scope block, I've got this broken down into blocks: rifle and scope block, bullet block, zero block, environmentals, and all that stuff. So let's stick on rifle and scope. It's where you name it. Barrel twist or rifle twist. Plus is a right-hand twist, negative is a left-hand twist. Most of the guns you will shoot are right-hand twist. I'm going to put this as an 8 twist, hit set, I'm done. Select mil or MOA, your choice. Scope height, I'm going to use the tool, but you can hand type it in. Take the tool, pull your bolt back, find the firing pin hole, center of the scope to center of the bolt, which is the firing pin hole. Hit set, I've just set my scope height. You can also use calibers, and you can type in the number. Correction factor, I know this scope tracks 0.9958. You can do a tall target test. I have a video on it. That's what that circle's for. And I'm not going to do a tall target test right now, but let's say that the scope actually moved 31.5 inches. It says my correction is actually 0.99. So very simple. All right. So I can type in 0.9958, hit set, and there's my scope correction factor. If I did this at 100 yards, the other 100, and my bullet impact actually moved 31.5 inches, hit set, it says my scope tracks 0.9972, hit set. Now again, I'm not going to go over how to do that in this film. All right, so we're done with the rifle and scope block. Next, the bullet block. Click on the folder or the book. This is Berger Ammunition 135 Classic Hunter. Click on Berger. Go to a 264 caliber 135 Classic Hunter. Hit select. It drops in a nominal ballistic coefficient. I know what the velocity is because I ran a chronograph, and let's say the velocity is 2798. Hit set. I'm now done with the bullet block. I will scroll up to the zero range or zero block. I zeroed the gun at 100 yards, and at this point you would tell it, do you have a perfect zero? Are you a little bit high or a little bit low? That's what that ruler's for. You can measure to where you were aiming at to where your bullet hit, and it will take care of that. Turn it over, it does negative. Turn it left, and it'll show that your bullet hit left, and turn it right. So again, I got a whole video on it. I'm gonna leave these all at 0 because I have a perfect 0, all right? 0 scope angle, I'm gonna leave that alone for now. You guys can look at the video on it. So at this point, I've got everything that I need to do. I named it, put in the rifle twist, select MOA or mil, scope height, kind of walking you through this. Scope correction factor, that's all in there. I selected the bullet I'm shooting. It dropped in bullet length, mass. It dropped in all the information about the bullet except for the velocity. I typed that in because I use a chrono. Admin notes, this is the lot number of the bullets that we're shooting. Let's say it was lot number 55666, whatever. And then the gun had 1,800 rounds through it. These are purely admin notes for you to keep track of your rifle. All right, at this point, it gives you the spin RPMs, tells you this bullet is spinning 251,000 RPMs, and I have a gyroscopic stability of 1.864. I'm done. I can click the HUD on the bottom left, and we're gonna shoot 1,002 yards. I click on the inclination and azimuth, and it sets the camera for compass direction and angle. Aim it at the target. I shot the big plate out there, and it's telling me I should be dialing 28.24, and I'm pushing right 1.84 because I had a 4 mile an hour wind. Let's say that it really took me 28 minutes to hit the bullseye at 1,000 yards. Well, this is where your true BCs. Click on the circle next to ballistic coefficient. It already dropped in the range because you had it on the HUD. It really took us 28 minutes, hit set. It says in that case, your ballistic coefficient is not 0.3050, it's 0.3096. Hit set, and if you look at your HUD, everything's perfect, all right? Now, realistically, it was probably 28 and a half because I did shoot it, so I'm gonna go back in here and fix it. Let's say it took us 28.5 minutes and hit set. It says my BC is 0.3003, hit set, so that's realistic. Now, if I go to my HUD, 28 and a half minutes, everything's perfect, right? True BCs, don't true velocities. If you have a good chronograph like the Garmin, why would you true the velocities, all right? So run 5, 6, 7, 10 rounds through it, get the average of the velocities, put it in a solver. Every gun produces its own ballistic coefficient. So what we need to do is run it out, shoot it at distance, and then let the solver tell you what your BC is. Guys, that's it. I'm gonna go back up real quick. Advanced mode. Block 1 is all about the rifle. Block 2 is all about the bullets. Block 3 is about your zero range. The other stuff is pretty much automatic with the EB app. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, give me a call give me an email at james@eagleballistics.com and we can walk you through how to do some of this stuff. So if I don't contact you immediately, I do teach classes a lot. So I will get back to you usually the next day. All right, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the Eagle Ballistics app. There's so much more coming with this app in the near future. I can't even talk about it right now because it'll be here for 2 hours. All right, have a good day.